Welcome to Fenway Park. The crowd gathers as the homestand continues. Red Sox and Angels in Game 2 of the series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, the Red Sox had a very difficult ending to their road trip when they were swept by the Baltimore Orioles. Certainly needed to come home to Fenway Park and start to get the bats going. They did that in a big way last night in Game 1 of the series to the tune of 17 runs. We take a look at some of the numbers. The 17 runs and 20 hits were both season highs for the Red Sox. It was the second time they've scored 13 or more runs in the last 7 games. 4 home runs give the Red Sox 37 on the season, second in the American League. Every Sox starter had at least one hit and had 7 RBIs. Mike Lowell and J.D. Drew led the way with 4 hits apiece. Terry Francona liked what he saw.
You know, I think we played a good game. Sometimes things snowball, whether it's offensively. It's happened to us the other way, too. You get in the bullpen and things aren't going well for the other team, and we took advantage of it. I think it helped. I think we needed the game. It was good for us to have a game like that where everybody can kind of take a deep breath. We can talk all we want about playing a game right, and we certainly care about that. But when you have something to kind of hang your hat on, it makes it a little bit easier.
We welcome in Jerry Remy, and Jerry, certainly good to see the offense going, and J.D. Drew starting to get it going.
A lot of guys had big nights last night, but J.D. Drew, you can see it start to come in that series over the weekend in Baltimore where he was starting to use the whole field, and last night was a great example. If you missed our pregame show, we had Fred Lynn on the show, and it reminded me so much of what J.D. Drew did last night. It's the way Freddie used to hit. Line drives to the opposite field to start the ball game off, going up the middle, and then pulling the ball later on in the ball game, using the whole field. When he's doing that, he is really locked in as a hitter. And last night was a great example of how you should hit, using the whole field. And when he keeps his front shoulder on the ball, that's when he goes to the opposite field and up the middle, and then he'll automatically pull the ball when he has to. What a great night for J.D. Drew.
We may be dodging the raindrops here tonight at Fenway Park. It's the Red Sox and Angels, and we're back with more after this. Game 2 of the series as East meets West. Los Angeles Angels against the Boston Red Sox in Game 2 of the series. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Well, tonight we watched Jon Lester hit the mound again. For whatever reason, the last couple of years to begin the year, Lester's had problems. Then one start seems to turn around his entire season. It has happened again, and the last two outings have been fabulous for Jon Lester. It's the second time in his career Lester's not allowed to run in back-to-back starts. He did that last September in consecutive starts against Chicago and Tampa Bay. Had 11 strikeouts in Toronto. It matched a career high, which he accomplished also in Toronto last year. And tonight will be his fifth regular season start against the Angels. He's also made 3 starts against them in the postseason. With more, we send it down to the field in Heidi Watney.
Well, Don, we have some good news on the injury front. Jeremy Hermida is back in the lineup tonight after missing some time with a strained hamstring. Jacoby Ellsbury and Mike Cameron are still a ways off, but Terry Francona says he's encouraged by what he's seeing from Cameron.
Cam's really doing well. Again, the intensity continues to build. Just we'll just continue to monitor how quickly he's coming, and we'll start talking to him certainly more about towards the end of the week what we think's in his best interest. But he's doing very well.
Now, I spoke to Cameron today. He says he feels good running, but he still can't quite kick it into that extra gear he needs. There is still no timetable for his return or Ellsbury's. Jacoby did take batting practice on the field today, which is an encouraging sign, but it appears he is still quite a ways from coming back. Now, this Red Sox injury report is brought to you by Fallon Community Health Plan. With $400 fitness reimbursements, Fallon Community Health Plan always does more to keep your employees healthy. Contact your broker or go to fchp.org. Don?
Thanks very much, Heidi. Well, Jon Lester's on the hill for the Red Sox, and it's Irvin Santana on the mound tonight. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, 1-2 with a 4.54 earned run average. First pitch is next. Everybody, the Red Sox take the field tonight as it is cloud-covered Fenway Park. Lights are on as we welcome the Los Angeles Angels back to Boston for Game 2, and we check out the starting 9. Eric Ibar is at shortstop leading it off with Bobby Abreu in right field. Torrey Hunter in center field bats third with Kendry Morales at first base in the cleanup spot. Sadeki Matsui, the DH. Juan Rivera is in left field. Howie Kendrick at second base bats 7th. Mike Napoli does the catching, batting 8th. And Brandon Wood getting a start at third base, bats 9th. John Lester on the mound tonight for the Red Sox, making his 6th start of the year. Comes in with a 1-2 mark, a 4.71 earned run average, and the opponent hitting at .241 against Lester. In his career, he is 1-1 with a 7.78 earned run average against the Angels. And last time out, a great outing against the Toronto Blue Jays, which he went 7 innings, striking out 11, walking 2, and only giving up the 1 hit.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Verizon Wireless. They are 13th in the American League with 20 errors in 26 games. Adrian Beltre will be at third base. Marco Scutero, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second, and Kevin Youkilis, the first baseman. Left to right, Jeremy Hermida, Darnell McDonald, and J.D. Drew. And Victor Martinez doing the catching for Lester.
James Hoy has the play calling the balls and strikes tonight with Wally Bell at first base, Laz Diaz at second base, and the crew chief is John Hirschbeck, who works third tonight. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Cloud covered for the most part here at Fenway Park right now anyway. 60 degrees to begin the game. The wind left to right, 14 miles per hour. And there is a chance for precipitation. Tarp was on the field till about 45 minutes ago when they pulled it. And we start on time tonight. Terry Francona certainly wants to play tonight and keep this offense rolling. Last night, a terrific night for the Red Sox, and they return home to Fenway Park. Looking for more of the same tonight as John Lester starts this game with ball 1. Eric Ibar leading it off. The shortstop, top of the order. At 250 with a home run, 5 runs batted in. Popped up, foul ground as Youkilis backpedals into it. Now back into fair territory to make the catch for the first out.
See Youkilis pointing to the sky and making that circle, a circling wind right now. These conditions very strange at the ballpark. The wind has shifted from blowing straight out to blowing from left to right, as you mentioned, Don.
Some ominous clouds in the background there. 1 out in the first. As Bobby Abreu, batting out of the 2 spot for the Angels tonight, stands in. Mentioned Lester, 1-1, 7.78 ERA against the Angels in his career. As he misses away for ball 1. For Abreu, his second season in Los Angeles, 274 mark, with 4 homers and 13 runs batted in. Abreu was on fire last year in the American League Division Series, as he was 5 for 9 in that series against the Red Sox. Couple of doubles, and all part of the sweep for the Angels. Beat Beckett, who beat Lester. Able to beat Lester in game 1 last year. Another strike, and Abreu's down 1-2.
Nasty right there from John Lester. Fastball nipping that outside corner. Just about an unhittable pitch for Bobby Abreu.
Tap back towards the mound, much more manageable than some of the stuff back at Buchholz last night. Lester flips to first for the out. Time now for a look at the game notes, brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. Boston's offense, 17 runs last night, a season high. There's also more runs than they scored in 3 games against the Angels in 2009 at Fenway. Irvin Santana will make his 7th career start against the Red Sox, but his first in an even-numbered year. The Angels enter tonight on a 4-game losing streak. They lost 3 in Detroit before they got here. The second of the season. They lost 4 in a row just once in 2009 and did not lose 5 in a row all season. And they're trying to stave off their 5th loss in a row here tonight. As Torrey Hunter jumps back out of the way of ball 1. 304, 3 homers, and 13 runs batted in. Hitting 3rd in this Angels lineup. Certainly looks a lot different this season. Talked about it a lot last night. Difference the Angels now have without Sean Figgins, who's so big for the Angels, not only defensively and versatility-wise, but what he was able to provide Mike Scioscia, and the way he likes to manage a game. A lot of things he likes to do involve Sean Figgins, who's now with the Seattle Mariners. Also without Vlad Guerrero, normally who's in the middle of this lineup. off to a pretty good start with the Texas Rangers.
I think the Angels, Don, and the Red Sox going through the same kind of growing problem, trying to find themselves. Both have been inconsistent as far as putting the whole package together, the hitting, the pitching, the defense all at the same time.
A lot of similar numbers. Draw a lot of comparisons offensively, defensively, pitching. Numbers all very similar. It's line to third. Beltre reels it in. Lester enjoys a 1-2-3 first. Red Sox are coming up. Back at Fenway, Red Sox are coming up, and their starting lineup is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Marco Scutaro leading it off again tonight at shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second base. Victor Martinez doing the catching in the 3 spot. Kevin Youkilis at first base. J.D. Drew in right field. David Ortiz at DH bat 6 with Adrian Beltre at third base. Jeremy Hermitas in left batting 8th. And Darnell McDonald in center field bats 9th. Marco Scutaro standing in to lead it off here in the bottom of the first inning. And he takes strike one. Servin Santana in his 6th start of the year. He lost his first 2 games of the year against Minnesota and New York, but pitched well in the last 3. He's got a 4.59 earned run average coming in. Losses to Minnesota and New York, and win against Toronto. Last time out, a no decision against the Indians, an effort which took him 6 2/3 deep, giving up 3 runs. 7th career start against the Red Sox. High drive for Scutaro to deep left. Rivera going back at the wall. It'll scrape the wall on the way down. The ricochet, Rivera running it down, and Scutaro overzealous and rounding second, but he just does get back. Quick throw in by Rivera. They almost nabbed him.
Now, for some reason, Scutaro was thinking about possibly going for 3, and that's not what you want to do, get thrown out at third base with nobody out in the inning. He almost got thrown out at second base. He rounded that bag so far that Rivera makes a strong throw in, and Scutaro just gets the foot back there in time. Put on the brakes.
So very close at second base. Scutaro there to begin the bottom of the first inning. As Dustin Pedroia stands in. Pedroia 1 for 6 in the ballgame last night. Grabs the attention of third baseman Brandon Wood charging. Dustin at .288, 7 homers and 21 runs batted in. And his 7th home run of the season last night, now tied for 7th in the American League in home runs. leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network. Mentioned Pedroia's home run, but collectively, the Red Sox with 37, second only to the Blue Jays. So much talk during the offseason about where the home runs are going to come from for Boston. Well, so far, that's not been one of the issues. Pitch up top for ball 2, and it's 2-1.
Don, you mentioned Santana 1-2 against the Red Sox. That win coming back in 2005 against Boston.
August the 20th of 2005. It was a 5.29 earned run average overall against Boston. It's over the outside corner, and it is 2-2. The slider, he's got fastball, slider, and a change. The Angels as a team are 3-0 in his last 3 starts. It's one of those guys that sometimes can dazzle, and you wonder if he could just put it together for a long time from a consistency standpoint. It's to right, Abreu back to reel it in over the shoulder, tagging up and easily moving to third base is Scudero with 1 out in the inning.
Nice job there done by Dustin Pedroia, thinking the opposite field and certainly well deep enough to get Marco Scudero to third base. Matter of fact, he pushes Abreu back about 10 steps. 10 exactly. I counted them. 10 exactly. And Scudero has no problem getting to third base.
So 1 out, Scudero 90 feet away at third base. The key matchup is brought to you by New England Acura dealers. Victor Martinez 5 for 10 against Ervin Santana with a home run, a couple of RBIs. Let's strike one over the inside corner. Victor 239 with a home run and 7 runs batted in. He was 2 for 6 in the game last night with a double. And has been throwing base stealers out. He's got one in each of the last 3 games. Chopped to first base. Morales will take it to the bag for the out. In the backdoor from third comes Scudero. And the Red Sox lead it 1-0 as they strike first.
RBI number 8 on the season for Victor Martinez. Infield playing back. The only place the runner from third would not be able to score would be third base and back to the pitcher. But you see the rest of the infield back. No problem for Scudero to score. It's a little textbook baseball there by the Red Sox. The opposite field out by Pedroia, and with the infield back, the ground ball to the infield.
2 down, bases empty for Kevin Youkilis. This Sunday's game with a little bit of a sore groin. But back in there in a big way last night. Youkilis wraps it foul off to the right. He was 2 for 3 with a double, a home run. He was hit by a pitch, walked twice. Hit his 50th career homer at Fenway Park last night. Swing and a miss at that slider, and it's 1-2.
Red Sox right-hander see quite a bit of that slider tonight from Santana.
Zips the fastball at 95, and it's 2-2. Is heating up as we get into the early portion of May. Line to center and in for a base hit. Youkilis keeps it going. A 2-out single here in the first for Kevin Youkilis.
Let's take a look now at the Angels defense, who are 9th in the league with 18 errors in 27 games. Brandon Wood at third base, Eric Ibar the shortstop, Howie Kendrick at second, and Kendry Morales at first. Left to right, Juan Rivera, Torrey Hunter, and Bobby Abreu, and Mike Napoli doing the catching for Santana.
Well, there is some sunshine up there right now, and it's, you see the rays of it off the Prudential Center. It's cloudy. Chance of rain here tonight at Fenway, but lights on,
It's a beautiful shot of downtown, isn't it?
It is. J.D. Drew has had a great stretch of games and on fire. His last night, another good night for Drew. That's 4 games. Look at Drew's production. 4 hits last night in the game, going 4 for 5 with a double and 3 runs batted in. And they're for a strike, and it's 1-2. Drew has hit safely now in 10 of his last 11 games. Hit at .364 during that stretch. In the dirt, knocked down by Napoli. No advance for Youkilis at first base.
Santana trying that slider again, this time down in the dirt. Napoli just blocking it. Textbook right there. Down to his knees. Covers up the 5-hole and just drops right in front of him.
Drew with a base hit to left into the corner. Youkilis heads from first to third base. Rivera digging it out. It's a double for Drew. Keeps it going, and it's second and third with 2 outs.
Oh, do I love the way J.D. Drew is swinging the bat right now. I mean, this is vintage J.D. Drew. Takes a fastball that's a little bit away and just slaps it to the opposite field. Doesn't try to roll over with his swing. Just goes with it and hits a shot down in that corner all the way to the 310. He's got it going right now.
Reminds you a little bit of June, the year that David Ortiz went out. The Red Sox were looking for offense, ended up being the player of the month. They just went on that tear. And having that kind of beginning to May in 2010. Second and third, 2 outs. And here is Ortiz, 159, 3 homers, 6 runs batted in. Trying to keep it going after putting together a 2-home run game in Baltimore at Camden Yards. Second and third with 2 outs. I guess if you're Mike Lowell, you're kind of wondering what you got to do better to get in the lineup after his 4 hits last night and 4 tries.
Well, maybe get 5. I mean,
not in the Red Sox lineup tonight. Sliced foul, 1-2, 95 and up.
Up by design, too. That fastball up around the letters of David Ortiz.
They have a semi-shift on Ortiz. It is Kendrick in short right, second baseman. Shortstop stays on the left side of the infield, right in behind the runner. Inside, 2-2. On deck, Adrian Beltre. Had 2 Red Sox last night to get their first home runs in a Red Sox uniform. Bill Hall also accomplishing that feat here last night. Full count. Ortiz strikes out to end the inning. Big strikeout there for Santana. Red Sox do get a run and lead at 1-0 after 1. Fenway Park. Red Sox lead it 1-0. John Lester deals to Kendry Morales to begin things here in the second inning. Morales off to a good start at .323, 6 home runs and 17 runs batted in. Foul tip at the dish, evens the count at 1-1 to Morales. Morales with 25 home runs since last year's All-Star break. He's really picked it up since April the 20th. He's hitting at .438 to lead the majors. He's had 5 3-hit games since April the 20th. Tried to hold up. They don't check, and it's 2-1. Look at the 13-game span for the first baseman for the Angels. Back to Lester. Had to elevate to grab it. Runs a bit and flips underhanded for out number 1.
Change up this time from John Lester. And the one big bounce right back to him. Right to the glove side. Nice easy play for Lester as he runs over and underhands the ball to Kevin Youkilis for the out.
Rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
1 out here in the second inning. Nicky Matsui, the DH, in the 5 spot for the Angels. In the midst of a 4-for-29 skid over the last 8 games, overall at .260. 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in. That's the Red Sox last year in a Yankees uniform. He had a .344. 4 home runs, 14 runs batted in. And he hit at .400 here at Fenway Park as part of the season series last year. Overall in his career at Fenway, still a .330 hitter. Juan Rivera waits on deck with 1 out in the second. Flared foul, and it's 2-2.
All those Yankee Red Sox matchups, not many at bats for Matsui against Lester, only 4. He is 1 for 4 in his career against John Lester.
Seven seasons in New York for Matsui. 140 home runs. .292 average. Swing and a miss. Lester with his first strikeout of the night. 2 down.
Last time out for John Lester, 11 strikeouts against the Toronto Blue Jays. Breaking ball that was up in the zone that time from Lester. Looked like the slider. Slider or the cut fastball, one of the two.
Two down, 5 in a row. Retired by John Lester to begin the night. Here's Juan Rivera. And it's strike 1 to Rivera. .250 start to his season. He was in right field last night, in left field tonight. Bobby Abreu was the DH in last night's game. Softly grounded to short. Scudero's got it. Lester's got another 1-2-3 inning. Inning and a half done. 1-0 Boston. 1-0. Red Sox on top of the Angels as we head to the home half of the second. Pretty sky from Fenway Park at the moment as Adrian Beltre leads it off in the bottom of the second inning. That first home run in a Red Sox uniform was tough to come by. Better than a month into the season for Beltre, but finally gets it out of the way here last night. Average has been very good at .333. He's knocked in 13 runs, but first home run elusive. Last 9 games, a look at the production for Beltre. Also his first career home run at Fenway Park, oddly enough. All the times coming in with the Mariners, never had one. Two and two.
Mother's Day is coming. Need a gift for mom? Shop Olympia Sports and get 20% off any 2 or more ladies' footwear and apparel items. Olympia Sports, get it for less.
Full count to Beltre. Starts this bottom of the second inning. Six multi-hit games in the last 8 games for Adrian Beltre. Foul tipped, held onto for strike 3. Napoli able to clamp it shut. Second strikeout for Santana. Let's check in with Heidi.
Well, Don, you were just talking about Adrian Beltre's first home run last night. Well, Ervin Santana has given up 6 long bumps in his 5 starts this season, but the Angels are 3-0 in his last 3 starts. I asked pitching coach Mike Butcher what he's seen from Santana.
I see guys out there using all 3 pitches. You know, last year he had an injury with the elbow. He's come back this year nicely. Occasionally he'll have the plus fastball again, but there's times where he's out there pitching 91, 93, but he's moving the ball around a lot better. He's able to use his changeup. His slider's still a good pitch, so just looking for him to go out there and just, control the count.
Santana's only career win against the Sox came in 2005. He's 1-2 with a 5.29 ERA in 7 starts against Boston. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Ervin Santana. Last year with the injuries, kind of worked around that, ended up with an 8-8 season and 23 starts. Spent time at Salt Lake on rehab. He had a couple of seasons with the Angels in which he won 16 games, 2008 and in 2006. Jeremy Hermida returning to the Red Sox lineup tonight. .235 with 3 homers and 10 runs batted in, and promptly lines one into right center field. Corey Hunter over to play it. Hermida's aboard with a 1-out single.
El Hermida gets himself in that hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. He does get the fastball from Santana, and he pulls it for the base hit. That ball up in the zone, actually maybe a little bit high and out of the zone. But Hermida gets on top of it.
One-out runner at first, and here's Darnell McDonald. At .297, 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. Had 2 hits here last night, going 2 for 4 in the first game of the series. Play for him to go the other way. Center fielder Torrey Hunter, step or 2 towards right center. Strike over the outside corner, and it's a ball and a strike to Darnell McDonald.
Well, so far it has been a plus fastball for Santana. He's been up around 94, 95.
Off to the right, back and out of play, 1-2. Darnell McDonald had kind of a tough road trip, 4 for 21 He's enjoyed his time at Fenway Park. 7 games at .438. Top of the Red Sox order, Marco Scutaro waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. McDonald down on strikes. Third K for Santana, 2 down.
Well, Santana had 8 in his last outing. His second tonight on the slider. He got Ortiz on the slider back in the first. And now McDonald. Beltre's strikeout was a fastball.
Two down, Hermite at first base. And here's Marco Scutaro. He doubled in the first inning, came around to score the Red Sox first run. There's strike one. There's the Angels without John Lackey now. Big hole in their rotation. They did go out and get Joel Pinheiro, former Red Sox pitcher. The pitching number has been very similar to that of the Red Sox. The Angels giving up the 17 runs last night. They had dropped to last in the American League. An earned run average. They come in at 5.23. The Red Sox are at 4.90. Red Sox are 12th in the AL. The Angels are now 14th. In the dirt, and it's 1-2 to Scutaro. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking. It's been a pretty sky tonight here at Fenway Park. Sunset from Boston. Red Sox enjoy a 1-0 lead in the second with 2 down. Scutaro lines it to left, a fair ball to the corner. Hermita heads from first to third. He'll be stopped at third base. And into second with a double goes Scutaro.
Scutaro coming into this game really didn't have much success at all against Santana, but he's now 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. Tim Bogart trying to get himself as close in the fair territory as he can to see where that ball is. It's in the garage door and holds up the runner at third base. Sometimes we see those third base coaches actually get right into the field of play so they can get a good look down that third base line.
Second and third, 2 down, and Destin Pedroia the batter. Pedroia lined out to right field. Bobby Abreu in the first inning. He takes strike one, 1-1. Santana about to throw his 50th pitch of his outing. He's an inning and 2/3 deep. Fouled off just beyond the Red Sox dugout. It's 1-2. The starting of the year, 9 innings. You get a win, complete game against Toronto. It's the only victory of the year for Irvin Santana coming in. In the dirt. Nice job by Napoli to smother it with Hermita 90 feet away.
Now, Napoli's been busy back. A lot of these sliders have been bouncing in the dirt, and he's had to block him. Blocks it with the man at third base this time.
Pedroia grounds it to short. Ibar picks and throws in time to get Pedroia. And Santana's out of the jam. We played 2. It's 1-0 Boston. One nothing. Red Sox on top as we head to the top half of the third inning. Howie Kendrick leading it off for Los Angeles. 283 with a home run and 13 runs batted in for the Angels. Second baseman. Ground ball softly hit to Scudero at short. 1 down. Sent it back down to Heidi.
Well, Don, John Lester struck out 11 batters in a 2-0 win over Toronto in his last outing. It was a welcome change from his rough start to the season. I asked catcher Jason Varitek what the difference has been with Lester.
I think John's been 1 or 2 pitches away in a couple of his outings of having really good outings rather than being on the short end. John's just, when he executes his pitches, he's one of the best in the game.
Lester has thrown 12 2/3 scoreless innings over his last 2 starts. That lowered his ERA from 8.44 to 4.71. Now, Varitek told me a lot of that has to do with a power pitcher like Lester getting his strength and feel early on. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Yeah, in fact, John Farrell said that about a week ago. We were talking about John Lester and his slow starts and what it's about. He was talking about power pitchers. It's taken a while to get it going. I'd not heard that before, but it seems like something Jason Varitek is buying into as well.
I have heard that before from a couple of different pitching coaches and power pitchers themselves. I remember Nolan Ryan at times would be a very slow starter, especially in spring training, but just awful in spring training. And as the year went on, they get better and better and better as they get stronger. And this seems to be the case right now with John Lester, because you would put him in the category as a power pitcher.
Well, it certainly has been a pattern. There's no doubt about that. Looking at his numbers and the starts that begin the year, in April each year for Lester. Once he turns that corner, he's one of the game's best left-handers. Napoli lines this to center, and it's going to fall in for a base hit in front of McDonald. And aboard is Napoli with 1 out, first base runner of the night for the Angels.
Napoli gets the cut fastball from John Lester, and it just stays up a little bit out over the plate. And Napoli picks up his first hit ever against Lester. He's now 1 for 4 in his career against John. Hey, we got our Dunkin' Donuts back tonight.
Will you be happy about that?
I'm very happy about that.
Here's Brandon Wood. Came into the game last night defensively. Gets a start tonight, third base. Meister's Turse is off. Wood at 184 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. A slow start for him to the season. 4 for 46 to begin the year. Over the last 8 games is 10 for 30. 333, trying to pick it up here for the Angels. Hopped up, foul ground. That'll get back and out of play.
Covidien, a global healthcare products company, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our community.
I'm going to send along happy birthday wishes to Angelina Rossi from Feeding Hills, Massachusetts. A happy 82nd birthday. 1 out, 1 on. Brandon Wood waiting on a 1-2. On the ground is short. Scudero to second for 1, on to first for 2. Angels retired in the top of the 3rd. It's 1-0 Boston.
And the Big Bad Bruins, a documentary about the impact of the 1970 Stanley Cup Bruin Championship team had on hockey in the New England region. They created a hockey renaissance which was evident across the 6 states and the NHL. Don't miss it, Sunday at 6:30, only on NESN. Now, that's must-see TV right there, because I remember that team very well. What a cast of characters that was. I will be watching that special.
Victor Martinez leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Victor rounded out in the 1st inning, 0 for 1. To center field and a base hit for Victor Martinez. Red Sox with their 6th hit of the game.
Victor came into the game 5 for 10 in his career with a home run against Irvin Santana. Picks up the base hit and a ground ball up the middle.
So lead runner on for the Red Sox, 2nd time in 3 innings. That runner scored in the 1st inning. Here's Kevin Youkilis, single to center field in the 1st. there for strike one over the inside corner. Red Sox with 20 hits in the game last night. They've got 6 already tonight. Euclid now, J.D. Drew next. High pitch count for Santana, who came into this third inning throwing 52 pitches for the first 2 innings. This is pitch 58. And it's a fly ball to center field for Euclid, sending Hunter back at the wall over the shoulder to make the catch. He got all twisted up, fires it back into the infield off the mark. He went over one shoulder, another, spun all the way around, and makes the grab, and I guess that swirling wind may have something to do with it.
You see him look up right there at the flagpole to see which ways the wind's blowing, because he got turned around all kind of different ways. And a snow cone catch right at the top of the webbing. Throw coming back in at first base, but not in time, obviously, to get Martinez.
One out, Victor Martinez at first base, the Gold Glove center fielder. Bit of an adventure out there, but in the end gets it done. Nicholas up into the wind. J.D. Drew, double to left field, first time up. Chop to first, off the glove of Morales. By the time he can pick it up, Drew's aboard.
Should go as an error on Kendry Morales, the first baseman. He tried to scoop it and then just not able to make the play. Once he gets by him, JD has no problem getting to first base. I don't know if he was trying to rush it, thinking about getting a force play at second base. That's really a ball that he could have got in front of instead of playing it semi off to the side.
Charged with the error. First and second, one down. Red Sox have had 2 men on at least in every inning so far tonight. Ortiz came to bat with 2 outs and runners at second and third in the first, and struck out swinging. Outfield straight away. So far in every inning, Santana's had to pitch his way out of trouble. Ortiz homering twice on Saturday. His 35th multi-home run game of his career. Yesterday off. Pitch in the dirt, he did go, according to John Hirschbeck, and it's 1-2.
Take a look from the side. Looks like he did go on that.
On the ground, shortstop Ibar will touch second and fire to first for a double play that ends the inning. We played 3 from Fenway. It's 1-0 Boston. 1-0. Red Sox on top of the Angels as we head to the top half of the fourth inning. Top of the order. Eric Ibar leading it off. Shows bunt and grabbed the attention of Youkilis and Beltre coming from the corners. Pulled back to take ball one. Ibar popped out to Kevin Youkilis at first base in the first inning as he takes ball 2-0. And there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Lester going 7 innings last time out, the 11 strikeouts and 119 pitches at Toronto. First win of the year, losses at Minnesota and at home against Tampa Bay. Bobby Abreu and then Torrey Hunter will be along here in the top half of the fourth inning. There's ball 4, leadoff walk for Eric Ibar.
Who is Boston's favorite sports legend? Now is your chance to help us find out with NESN.com's Boston Tournament of Legends presented by Nissan. Go to NESN.com/Nissan and enter for a chance to win preferred seating at the Tradition on June 14th and a limited edition print of artist Michael Coyne's Boston mural, courtesy of your local Nissan dealers.
Eric Ibar at first base. Bobby Abreu grounded back to the mound first time up.
Ibar at first base has 2 steals on the season, but he's been caught 3 times.
That's not a great percentage.
Not at the moment. It'll probably get better as time goes on.
Red Sox have thrown out 7 consecutive base runners. Something Victor Martinez has been working hard at. And it's paying off. Strike, and it's 1-1. Center fielder McDonald to right center field for Abreu to pull. Didn't go. This is John Hirschbeck, and it's 2-1. So the defensive alignment, McDonald a little bit towards right center. First time the Angels have had the lead runner on. Ibar at first, held on by Youkilis.
That 2-1 count will almost always draw a throw to first base. Especially with guys that can run. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings of the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
Ibar at first base. 2-2 the count to Bobby Abreu. Strike 3 call. He held off, and James Hoy rings him up. It's the second strikeout for Lester, 1 down.
Looked like a slider that time from John Lester to pick up the strikeout. Second strikeout of the night, both on the same pitch. He got Matsui on that same pitch.
1 out, Ibar at first base, and Torrey Hunter, the batter, lined out to third baseman Adrian Beltre in the first inning. Torrey Hunter, 34 years old. This is his third season in Los Angeles after spending his entire career with the Minnesota Twins. So first pick by the Twins back in 1993. Line down the right field line, foul beyond Canvas Alley, and it's 1-1.
I'd also like to send out a birthday wish tonight to my goddaughter, Malia, who is 9 years old today. So happy birthday, Malia.
Hunter fouls it off to the right, and it's 1-2. Hunter now, Morales next as the Angels bat here in the fourth inning. Trailing 1-0. Irvin Santana has been living dangerously through the first 3 innings. Base runners everywhere, but he's only given up 1 run. He's had to throw 63 pitches to get through the first 3 innings. Just outside, Victor tried to bring it back to the corner, and it's 2-2.
Tried to go backdoor with that curveball to John Lester, and he just missed the outside corner.
A check on Ibar. Something about Lester in his last outing and the outing before that, it seemed like his pace was a little quicker. He's slowed it down here with a runner on. And deliberate in dealing with Torrey Hunter with 1 out and Ibar at first base. There goes Ibar, and it is flared down the right field line, dropping fast and dropping fair up into the seats. It'll be a ground rule double. It'll probably work against the Angels here because they'll have to stop Ibar at third base. And it'll be second and third now with 1 out.
Now that is a break for the Red Sox. That ball blooped down that right field line, and it's going to take one big high bounce into the stands. Cut fastball from John Lester. Kind of a late swing there by Torrey Hunter, but a lot of spin on it as it spins up into the stands about 5 rows back. So a second and third situation now with the 1 out.
Ties him with the league lead. Now 11 doubles. Second and third. Chance here for Kendry Morales. Morales grounded back to the mound in the second inning. He is 0 for 1. as he takes strike one from Lester at 94. Left side, Scudero's got it. Long throw off balance is going to be in time. Run scores as taking third base is Hunter. Game tied 1-1, but a great play from Scudero, who ends up in short left field when he lets it go.
Don, when he made this play, I thought he was going to jump and throw it to second base. Instead, he goes all the way across the diamond on one bounce to get Morales. See where the runner was at second base, Torrey Hunter. I thought he was going to jump and throw to second base to try to get him. Instead, he goes across the diamond to get the out. Big time play there by Scudero.
So Kenry Morales is out. He picks up an RBI. Tie the game 1-1. Torrey Hunter now at third base with 2 outs. Chance here for Hideki Matsui to put the Angels on top. He struck out swinging in the second inning. Back to the mound again, and it is taken by Lester. Flips to first. He gets out of any further damage. Angels get a run, tie the score 1-1 after 3.5. Well, hello to you as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Tied 1-1 as the Angels get a run in the top half of the inning. Adrian Beltre leads it off in the bottom of the 4th. Beltre struck out in the second inning. One of 3 strikeouts for Irvin Santana. Red Sox have had at least 2 runners on in every inning. They've left 5 men on base through 3. Now Santana was able to get out of last inning's first and second jam by getting David Ortiz to ground into a double play. Now Beltre pops it up on the infield. Down from first comes Morales. And into foul ground to make the catch for the first out. Well, today's NESN.com question of the day, powered by KGB, comes from Suzanne in Portland, Maine. How would you handle the Mike Lowell situation? Send your text to 542-542. Text SOX1 for play every day. Text SOX2 for platoon. And text SOX3 for trade. Results will be revealed tonight during Red Sox final, and you can view the latest results and vote at NESN.com/KGB. Here is Jeremy Hermida with 1 out in the 4th inning. Single to center field in the second inning. One of 6 Red Sox hits. This one sent out towards right field. Abreu cuts it off on the run. Nice running grab for out number 2.
Bobby Abreu, just a very solid player. Offensively, defensively, can still run a little bit. As he covers quite a bit of ground to make that play on a line drive hit by Hermida. Last night it was Matsui in the outfield. Tonight, Abreu. Abreu was DHing last night.
2 down here in the 4th, and it's Darnell McDonald who struck out swinging in the second. And Darnell McDonald arrived on the scene, called up from the Pawtucket Red Sox. I wonder how many.
Two-handed catch. We saw a lot of one-handed catches last night, but 2 hands on that one. How about the lady with the Ducat? That came flying off her head. She was afraid to get clonked, and that guy just made a spectacular play.
Oh, 2 pitches outside, 1-2. Anyway, we wondered how many games Darnell McDonald would get in, and the question is 14, as this is his 14th game in a Red Sox uniform. But when he first arrived, probably didn't think he'd be in too many, and that Ellsbury Cameron would be back, but it's been much longer than I think anybody anticipated.
He's really become the everyday center fielder to this point, in the absence of Mike Cameron and Jacoby Ellsbury.
Jonathan Every, of course, acquired from the Pittsburgh Pirates, has seen some time out there as well. McDonald tried to hold up. Did he go? No, says Wally Bell, first base umpire. Santana trying to get his first 1-2-3 inning. Ground ball to short. He may have it. Ibar picks and throws, and he does. Santana is a 1-2-3 fourth. We played 4, tied at 1. Red Sox Baseball on NESN is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking. 1-1 game into the 5th inning at Fenway Park. Red Sox out hitting the Angels 6-2. John Lester returning to the mound for the fifth, throwing 50 pitches through the first 4 innings. It's Juan Rivera, Howie Kendrick, and Mike Napoli in the fifth. Rivera grounded out to shortstop in the second inning. Two and one. Ball 3. 3-1. Lester walked the first batter in the fourth, and Eric Ibar behind here, 3-1. Rick on deck, then Napoli to follow in the inning. Strike surprises Rivera, tossed the bat and gets the bad news from James Hoy.
It's that cut fastball, you know, Rivera kind of gave up on it, and the little cut picks up the outside corner.
On the ground to shortstop, Scudero picks it. 1 out in the fifth.
Your mom deserves only the best, so give her only the best. The Foxwoods Resort Casino and MGM Grand at Foxwoods gift card is good for luxurious spa or salon treatment, hotel stay, gourmet dining, entertainment, and more. It's a perfect Mother's Day gift. Visit foxwoods.com or call 1-800-FOXWOODS. You'd like a little luxurious spa or salon treatment done. Huh?
1 out for Howie Kendrick.
Rather soothing.
Kendrick bounced to short in the third.
You know, an announcer in the league won't say who it was, but got one of those salon and spa treatments in Toronto, wasn't it?
Does it everywhere he goes. To left field, Hermita's going back. He'll get there and make the catch. Backpedaling onto the base of the track, 2 down.
The Cardiovascular Institute at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center invites you to join the walking club. Take a step towards better health and start a walking program. Free resources for you, your family, your company, and your school are available now at bidmc.org/walking.
2 down, 4 in a row. Retired by Lester as Mike Napoli, the catcher for the Angels, stands in. He singled in the third inning. One of 2 hits for the Angels tonight off John Lester. He stumbled there at the end. Lester looking at the landing spot, now doing some work on it. About to throw his 60th pitch. Fourth inning is when he gave up the run. It was the hardest he had to work. Last year setting career highs in several offensive categories, including runs, hits, and home runs. He had 20 a season ago for the Angels. Takes on the 3-0 and it's strike 1. Napoli already 62 career home runs. Angels club record for a catcher. Swing and a miss, full count, 94 that time from Lester.
Overpowering fastball that time from John Lester. Just overpowers Mike Napoli with that high fastball up and away.
Brandon Wood on deck, 2 outs, and a fly ball to center field, sending Darnell McDonald back towards the triangle area. Can't make the catch. Right up and over his outstretched glove, and into second base goes Napoli. McDonald appeared to be just about there to make that catch, but just it eludes him.
It did. It looked like he was on time to make that play going back to the warning track. Puts his glove out, but the ball's still over his head. Still maybe a little bit unfamiliar with center field here at Fenway Park. He had some more room. He didn't think so. So Napoli in the second base with the 2-out double.
Go-ahead run in scoring position with 2 outs, and Brandon Wood batting out of the number 9 spot. First time up, bounced into a 6-4-3 double play that ended the 3rd inning. Ball 1. Donald towards right center for Wood to go the other way. In on the hands and fouled off, 1-1. Wood has been a power guy in the minor leagues. 5 consecutive seasons of 20 or more home runs. He's won so far this year in the majors. 43 in 2005. Runner takes off for third. The throw from Victor is not going to be in time. And Napoli steals third base. One catcher stealing on another.
That's a case where you got spread out second baseman, shortstop, and 2 outs. Nobody holding him on. And Napoli takes off, picks up his second steal of the season. He's the last guy you'd expect to run from second base.
Wood strikes out. And it ends the inning. Lester takes care of business. Third K. Tied at 1 halfway through this one.
Olympia Sports is proud to support the Pediatric Trauma Program at Children's Hospital Boston. Come into any Olympia Sports location today and make a donation to help children's world-class doctors pioneer and provide advanced treatment for kids who need your help.
Fifth inning, and it's Marco Scudero, who already has 2 doubles in the game tonight off Irvin Santana. Both doubles to left field for Marco Scudero. He's also turned in a nice defensive play as well tonight. And take strike 2, 0-2. Scudero, Pedroia, and Martinez here in the 5th inning. 4 in a row retired by Irvin Santana coming in. Having to throw a lot of pitches early in his outing.
Time now for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. And early in this ballgame, Marco Scudero with an outstanding play at shortstop. One hop, the jump to first base. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Santana had to throw a lot of pitches early in this one. At 63 through the first 3. Up to now 77 as he works to the first batter of the 5th. To right field. Ryu to his right makes the catch on the sinking liner. And Scudero retired for the first time tonight.
Well, Santana trying something different that time. It was fastballs that Scudero hit for doubles in the first couple of bats. This time he goes with a changeup. Still hit pretty well by Scudero, but right at Bobby Abreu.
So 1 out, 5 in a row. Retired by Santana. Dustin Pedroia 0 for 2 is line to right, grounded to short. Move Hunter to right center for Pedroia to go the other way. Instead, he pulls down the left field line to the corner. Rivera over to play it. Pedroia headed to second base. Throw is not going to be in time, and it's a 1-out double for Justin Pedroia.
Pedroia gets that fastball inside. It's a mistake. That ball was supposed to be away. It stays inside, and Pedroia does not miss those pitches. Line shot down that left field line for the 1-out double. For Pedroia, his 9th double of the season.
1 out in scoring position is Pedroia, and here's Victor Martinez. He's grounded out to first base, single to center. His ground out back in the first produced the Red Sox run. Picks up his 8th RBI of the year. Earlier on in the season, it did appear that Victor was trying to just do too much at the plate. Certainly wanting to do well in his first full year here in Boston. Contract year for Victor Martinez as well. On the ground, right side, will move the runner along, but he is out number 2. As Pedroia takes third base, 2 down. Two outs for Kevin Youkilis. Singled in the first, fly to the warning track in center field in the third. A ball the wind appeared to do some things to out there. And Torrey Hunter got all spun around, but made the grab just shy of the wall and straightaway center field. And strike 1 to Youkilis.
Santana goes back to the slider against Youkilis, down and away. That's the kind of pitch you want to swing at. First pitch of the at-bat.
Another, but not enough for Youkilis to swing at. 1-1. Santana with 3 strikeouts in his outing. He's not walked anybody. Red Sox with plenty of chances in the first 3 innings. Left 5 men on in the first 3. A chance here with Pedroia at third base, 2 down to take the lead. There's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball inside, 2-1. The pitching line is brought to you by your Boston area Lexus dealers. 85 pitches for Santana, 1 earned run. Three and 1. Slider running on him right now. Euclid takes the strike, and it's 3-2, holding up on the 3rd straight slider. On deck is J.D. Drew, who's doubled and reached on an error. Euclid's fouling it back.
Get one of the best sports sections in the country delivered to your home every day. Sign up now for convenient Boston Globe home delivery. Call 888-MY-GLOBE or go to bostonglobe.com/sports.
3-2 to Kevin Euclid. Dustin Pedroia at third base, 2 down. Skips in for ball 4, and down to first goes Euclid. First free pass served up by Irvin Santana of his outing. Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, headed out, with the left-handed J.D. Drew coming up.
Red Sox fans, get the Red Sox Nation Monster Pack today. It includes the opportunity to purchase 2 Green Monster seats, a complimentary post-game tour for 2 people, early entry to watch batting practice, and much more. Only select May games remain, so join now to secure your place on the Monster. To purchase, visit RedSoxNation.com now.
Two down, first and third. And J.D. Drew coming up. Troy double. He's now on third base. Euclid walks. Pitch 90 coming up for Irvin Santana. J.D. Drew doubled in the first, reached on an error in the third. He's been aboard twice. As he takes strike 1. Up for the bounce straight away on Drew. Down and in, the ball and a strike. With so many close games this season for the Red Sox, they played 11 games this year, decided by 1 run. Tied with the Orioles and Royals for the most in the majors. Probably 6-5 in those contests. Red Sox lead the majors with 17 games this year decided by 2 runs or less. 9-8 in those games. Chance here to take the lead. A 1-2 to Drew. And he strikes out. Santana gets out of the jam again. 5 done, tied at 1. Top of the 6th inning, tied 1-1. John Lester back on the mound. The top of the Angels order, Eric Ibar, Bobby Abreu, Torrey Hunter. It's grounded foul into the end of the Angels dugout. Ibar in 2 plate appearances has popped out to first and walked. Scored the Angels' lone run in the 4th inning. (0-2) to Ibar. It's turned into a pitcher's duel between Lester, who has now thrown 70 pitches, and Irvin Santana, who's gotten there a little differently. He's gotten out of quite a few jams. And it's still tied at 1. Fly ball to deep left field for Ibar. Back goes Hermida onto the track for out number 1. Whether it's banking, investments, or insurance, Eastern Bank is here to help you and your community win. And for each Red Sox win this month, the Eastern Bank Charitable Foundation will donate $500 for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Cape Cod. Drive to the track for Ibar as the pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. 5 1/3 deep, 1 run, 71 pitches. Bobby Abreu bats. He's 0 for 2. Lifted foul down the left field line, 1-2. Lester gave up a run in the 4th inning after a leadoff walk to Eric Ibar. It turned into a run. Ground out for Kendry Morales. The Angels have left only 2 men on base, both times a runner at third. Torrey Hunter in the 4th inning. And Mike Napoli last inning. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He gets Abreu to chase. Second time Abreu has struck out. It's the 4th K for John Lester. 2 down.
Second time, too, that he's got him on this slider. Down and away from Abreu, an off-balance swing. You don't see Bobby Abreu off-balance with his swings very often. Even against left-handers, but he has been a couple of times tonight against Lester.
4 strikeouts for Lester, 2 down here in the 6th inning. And here's Torrey Hunter. Fooled on that breaking ball and swing and a miss.
Curveball this time from Lester, down in the dirt. Everything down in the zone.
Didn't go, says Wally Bell. It's 1-1. Lester again going to work on that landing area. 2-1. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Really been working for him, and he does it again.
Yeah, the cutter again, down and in, and again, the key here is down. Everything in this at bat to Torrey Hunter down in the zone.
Zips the fastball in for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks, 5 Ks in all. Hunter hates it, but it's tied at 1. Last half of the sixth inning, 1-1 game. 6, 7, and 8 for Boston. Ortiz, Beltre, and Hermida. Irvin Santana back out there for the sixth inning. 94th pitch is in there for strike one. David Ortiz has struck out, grounded into a double play. Both times with men on, multiple men on. Waves at that pitch, and it's 0-2.
Ortiz really fooled on this slider here by Irvin Santana.
David Ortiz with a very tough at bat. 5th strikeout for Santana. Throws him 3 sliders in a row. There's nothing to show for it.
That's the second time tonight he has struck Ortiz out on the slider. First one was down and in. This one's down and away.
One out in the sixth inning. Adrian Beltre, 0 for 2. He struck out, fouled out. Line to third, reeled in on the backhand by Brandon Wood. 2 quick outs. Let's check back in with Heidi.
Well, Don, even though Adrian Beltre has the highest batting average on the team at .333, the long ball had eluded him until last night, and hitting coach Dave Magadan said that really bothered him.
Just staying within himself and not getting too jumpy at the plate. I think when you go up there trying to hit a home run, you usually don't, and it slows up your bat. So he got some pitches he can drive tonight, hit the nice double to right center, and he's had some good at-bats, but I think he felt like the weight of the world was off his shoulders when he hit that home run.
Now, Beltre is second among AL third basemen with that .333 average, just behind Tampa Bay's Evan Longoria. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Adrian Beltre, of course, had 48 home runs one season for the Dodgers. His contract year, good time to have that happen right before he went to Seattle. But has his first out of the way in a Red Sox uniform. It's outside, ball 2, 2-1 to Jeremy Hermida.
I always like to get my first one out of the way, Don, because then I probably wouldn't get another one for another 4 years.
Did you ever have a couple in one season?
I had 4 in 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah. They
Questions
that
about
every year.
some substance abuse. This is to right field. Brady's back there to make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 sixth. 1-1 from Fenway.
Five punch outs, huh?
1-1 top of the 7th inning, and Kendry Morales to lead it off. Morales has grounded back to the mound and grounded out to short. He's grounded out to short in the 4th. Produced the Angels run. Just 2 of 11 to the first 11 batters. 7 of 11 since for John Lester. Has gotten stronger as this outing has gone on. He's only given up 3 hits and 1 run. Third straight very good outing for John Lester tonight. He has not received much in the way of offensive support, just the 1 run. Red Sox had chances to get to Santana earlier. He has gotten much better as the game's gone on as well. It's to third base. Beltre twisting and firing to first, but Youkilis will slap the tag on him on the way by.
The Amica Pit Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance is not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. 5 strikeouts on a night for John Lester, and 4 of the 5 on breaking balls, either a cut fastball or slider. The only strikeout on a fastball was the final one to Torrey Hunter, which is coming up right now.
One out in the 7th inning. Hideki Matsui 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded back to the mound. Take strike 1. Just saw the 5 strikeouts for Lester. He has 1 walk. Fortunately for Lester, that walk turned into a run in the 4th inning. It's outside for ball 2, 2-1. Matsui now, Rivera next as the Angels bat here in the 7th. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
There's that cut fastball again to Matsui. This one right over the heart of the plate, but still no contact. What a well-pitched ball game tonight by both guys.
Dunkin' Donuts is in its 11th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout, a special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. We thank them for dropping off refreshments to the booth. Pitch 90 coming up for Lester, and it's a 2-2 to Matsui. Just flips it down the left field line, ends up in the box seats. Matsui, a .293 career average against left-handed pitching. It's not been a problem. That's the reason in there against Lester. 2-2. Soft ground ball right side to Pedroia. 2 outs in the 7th.
At FWWeb.com, learn all you need to know about York air conditioning. York offers double the efficiency of older air conditioners, and many models qualify for federal or local tax credits. Cool off at FWWeb.com today.
2 down, 6 in a row, retired by John Lester. And here is Juan Rivera. He's 0 for 2. He's done the same thing twice. It's ground to short. And both times Marco Scudero up to the task. Center fielder Darnell McDonald a little bit towards right center. 1-2 to Juan Rivera. Two and two. Kendrick on deck, 2 outs in the 7th, 6 in a row, retired by Lester. 2-2. Up and away, not chasing was Rivera, 95 on the fastball. It's a full count to Rivera. Grounded to short. Scudero, for the 3rd time, has thrown out Rivera tonight. 7th inning stretch, tied at 1. Time for a Sports Desk update with Cole Wright. One game. Happy birthday. As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning at Fenway Park, 101 pitches deep is Irvin Santana back out there. It's Darnell McDonald who takes strike 1. There is action for the Angels in their pen as Kevin Jepson is up, the right-hander. Fouled off to the right, and it's 0-2 to Darnell McDonald. Santana has really settled down over the last few innings and been very economical. After throwing 63 pitches through the first 3, it didn't look like he was going to be long for this game. But here he is pitching into the 7th inning. For 2 is McDonald, striking out in the 2nd, grounding out in the 4th. And striking out here in the 7th. Ball gets away from Napoli, who throws him out. 6th strikeout for Santana.
The majority of those strikeouts tonight for Santana have come on this slider. He's had a good one all night long.
Has had trouble with Marco Scudero. Doubled against him in the 1st, doubled against him in the 2nd. Finally got him to line out to right in the 5th. High strike, and it's 1-1. Six strikeouts for Santana, 5 for Lester. Strike two, and it's 1-2. Lester retiring the last 7 Angels in a row. He's at 97 pitches through the first 7. So it skips in for ball 2, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Up and in, and Scudero strikes out. 7 Ks for Santana. It's time for a game break in Tom Karen. TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Here tied 1-1, 2 outs in the 7th inning. Here's Dustin Pedroia. Flips one foul down the right field line. It appears as Santana gets later in this game, he's getting better and better. Red Sox doing less against him than they did through the first 3 innings when they had all kinds of chances left, 5 men on. Since the 3rd inning, the Red Sox have had 2 base runners, walk and a double. And he is now individually retired the last 6 Red Sox in a row.
Even when the Red Sox were getting base runners early in the game, Santana seemed to be completely in control of himself. Both pitches tonight, outstanding work.
In tight, 2-1. Red Sox had 2nd and 3rd 2 outs in the 1st inning. Struck out Ortiz. They had 1st and 2nd, 1 out in the 3rd. And they got Ortiz to ground into the double play. Pedroia grounded out with runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 2nd. Swing and a miss here, 2-2.
Once again, that breaking ball from Santana that's been so good tonight.
New season high for Irvin Santana. On the ground is short. Ibar to his left, and Pedroia is out. A 1-2-3 7th inning for Santana. We played 7, tied at 1. Top half of the 8th inning, tied 1-1. Lester has retired 7 Angels in a row. Bottom third, Los Angeles order. And it's strike 1 to Howie Kendrick. Daniel Bard begins to warm. First action we've seen in the Boston bullpen all night. Lester approaching the century mark. He's 99. It's fouled off, 0-2. Whether you're looking to make home improvements, consolidate debt, or pay for college tuition, a home equity line of credit from Eastern Bank is right for you. With flexible terms and great rates, it's the smart solution. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking. Member FDIC. 0-2 pitch. It's outside, ball 1, 1-2. Kendrick has grounded to short and fly to the warning track and left. Surrounds the plate, but didn't get enough of the corner, according to James Hoy.
Long look in by John Lester, but it looked like it might have been a little bit outside.
Up over 100 now, a ways to get to that season high. It's just the second time the Red Sox starter has gotten into the 8th inning this season. Up the middle and into center field. Howie Kendrick has got a leadoff base hit to begin the 8th inning for the Angels.
Well, Kendrick finally gets one of those cut fastballs. It's on the ground, but it's up the middle. Not a bad pitch by Lester. Down in the zone, gets a little bit of the plate, right up back over the top of his glove into center field for the base hit. We'll see if now if Napoli is sacrificing and try to get a man in scoring position.
Napoli has had good success against Lester tonight. 2 for 2, a single to center and a double to center field. Was squaring. The Red Sox wanted to see, and as they throw to first, he did turn his hip to square.
Sometimes that's a trick. Sometimes when the hitter knows he's going to throw to first base and square around. We'll see.
One thing, too, here, Jerry, is you are working to the bottom of the order. Brandon Wood, number 9 man, waiting on deck. And he's not squaring. Takes ball 1. Generally a good hitting catcher for Mike Scioscia. Numbers indicating the last couple of years been a slow start this year. 192, but again a good night tonight. 2 for 2. Howie Kendrick, a .426 hitter at Fenway Park, has singled to begin this 8th inning. He's at first base. Napoli's swinging away, and it's 1-1.
Once again, down in the zone for John Lester, that time with a changeup. The only time he's been up tonight is when they've wanted him to go upstairs.
On the ground, foul outside of third.
Immediately following the game tonight, it's W. Mason Extra Innings Live with TC and Dennis Eckersley. You'll get John Lester and Terry Francona's post-game reaction from the press room. And Eck will break down tonight's key plays. Plus, a preview of Game 3 between the Bruins and Flyers is coming up right after the game on WB Mason Extra Innings Live. We've already taken care of the other guys.
Kendrick at first. Napoli waiting on a 1-2 from Lester. Another check, and he was leaning. Outside, 2-2. Lester has only surrendered 4 hits through 7+ innings. Brandon Wood, number 9 man, waiting on deck. Down the right field line, bending foul towards the seats and out of play. Two to Napoli. Hooked into left field, a base hit. Kendrick will take second base, reached out and just hooked that into left field. His 3rd hit of the night against John Lester, and it's 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
He's got hits on cut fastballs, on a fastball, and now the curveball from Lester. Tried to pick up that outside corner, but Napoli reaches out and hooks the ball into left field. Sounded like a broken bat base hit. Coming up tomorrow, it's Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe Red Sox Game Day Live with TC, Dennis Eckersley, and Peter Gammon. We'll have complete coverage of Nomar Day at Fenway. Peter breaks down the hot starts of the Rays and the Yankees, plus a preview of Game 3 between the Bruins and Flyers. It's all coming up tomorrow night at 6, only on NESN.
1st and 2nd, nobody out for Los Angeles here in the 8th, and Brandon Wood coming up. Wood at 179 with a home run, 4 runs batted in, but tonight he's grounded into a 6-4-3 double play and struck out looking. They're in at the corners, expecting him to drop down a bunt. Squares, and it's right out in front. Victor looked at second, it fires to first, and the sacrifice is complete. Kendrick to third, Napoli to second with 1 out.
Now beautifully done there by Wood as he just deadens that ball out in front of home plate. The only option for Victor Martinez was to go to first base. Angels are generally very, very good on the small things, the fundamentals of the baseball. And that time Wood getting the job done with the sacrifice. Now the Red Sox will pull the infield in with the 1 out. And anytime you play a Mike Scioscia team, you have to be aware of the possible squeeze.
Second and third, 1 out. And Eric Ibar, the batter. He was popped out to first, walked, and scored the Angels' only run. Flight out to the warning track into sixth inning. Ibar turns on this. Ricochet off the roof of the Angels dugout. Mike Scioscia's attention. Look out.
He still tried to make a catch on it, even though he was going back. That's an old catcher for you, right?
Longest tenured manager in the American League. It's 11th season with the Angels. Second and third, one out. Up top, snap throw to third and almost got thrown into left. Nice play by Beltre, diving to keep that from left field.
That was a prearranged play right there between Victor Martinez and Beltre. See Beltre breaking for the bag. He wanted a fastball up, almost like a pitch out. So there's be no contact. The attempt at third base, but Beltre has to dive to keep that ball from going into left field.
Both teams struggling in this category. Angels with a golden opportunity here in the top of the eighth. And Ibar with a swing and a miss, 1-2.
There's that cut fastball again from Lester down in the zone.
Victor out to talk to Lester. There are only limited spots left for Run to Home Base race presented by New Balance on May 23rd. You can help wounded veterans through this 5.5 race that ends by crossing home plate at Fenway Park. Advance registration is required, so sign up today. If you can't run, you can still help by sponsoring one of the many veterans running to help others. Or join Jerry Remy's team. To learn more, visit runtohomebase.org now. 7 1/3 for John Lester, 1 run. And in jeopardy now, giving up the lead. With runners at second and third, 1 out in the eighth. Ahead of Eric Ibar, 1-2. Inside, and it's 2-2.
That's almost like the pitch he chased to the previous one. Lester coming very close with the strikeout here, but just inside.
Infield in all the way around. On deck, Bobby Abreu, another tough out. Popped up, foul ground. Martinez coming back, but he won't have a play. Longest outing of the season for Lester by innings. He'd gone 7 innings last time out. He's 7 1/3 deep tonight. Having to battle his way through here the eighth. 2-2 to Ibar. Ibar chops it foul. Will do it again.
This time the curveball from John Lester, and Ibar stays alive by bouncing it foul.
Kendrick at third, Napoli at second, 1 out in the Angels' eighth. outside. Victor tried to bring it back to the corner, full count. Takes ball 4 and heads down to first base. So the bases are now loaded with 1 out.
How about that at that by Ibar? That's pretty impressive.
Second time that he has walked against Lester. Fouled off a bunch of pitches, took some.
After Mike Scioscia told him to calm down, get a good pitch to hit, he got very patient at the plate, took some good pitches, and finally draws the walk.
Eight-pitch at bat. Ibar works the walk. Bases loaded, 1 out. And a chance here for Bobby Abreu. He is 0 for 3 against Lester tonight, grounding back to Lester in the first. Struck out looking in the 4th and then swinging in the 6th. Evan Santana has gone the first 7, throwing 115 pitches. Abreu with a swing and a miss. Right after that first pitch and missing.
There's been a little bit of a bail tonight by Bobby Abreu against John Lester. He's not had his normal comfortable swings.
Abreu this year in bases loaded situations 1 for 1 with a grand slam. This will be a new season high in pitches for Lester. The 0-1. On the ground to second base. Pedroia with a tag, a throw, and they're out of the inning. Double play. Lester out of the jam. Tied at 1.
Yeah.
Back at Fenway Park, where the game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Marco Scutaro, his first of 2 doubles. This would lead to the Red Sox winning the first. Later scoring a ground out by Victor Martinez. It's been all about pitching, though, tonight. Irvin Santana, 7 innings, giving up 1 run. He struck out 7. And departs with a no decision. John Lester threw 8 innings, his longest outing of the year, 120 pitches. huge jam in the top half of the 8th inning.
Well, what an incredibly great play here by Dustin Pedroia. He's got 3 options. He picks the third option, which is to tag the runner and go to first. The other 2 either go home, go for the double play, but the heads-up play of Pedroia, he sees the runner does everything right, he goes to the ground like he's supposed to do, but he gets the tag and he gets the out. An incredibly great play by Pedroia. See the location of the infield, they're playing it so they have the option of going home or going for 2. Instead, he goes for 2 by getting the runner in front of him. That's just heads-up baseball.
Down and in, hits the umpire. New pitcher for the Angels is Kevin Jepson into this game. His 15th appearance at 1.64 earned run average. Worked in 11 innings. 12 Ks to 3 walks. The opponent sitting at 220 against Jepson after Irvin Santana with the first 7 innings tonight, giving up 1 run.
And getting back to that play by Pedroia, I always hated that position for middle infielders where you were kind of halfway and you had a decision to make. If the ball's hit hard, you go for 2. If it's hit slow, you go home. This is the third option. This very rarely happens where you get that opportunity to tag the runner and get the out at first base.
Ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk to Victor Martinez to begin the bottom of the 8th.
Dustin's play at second base. Does he tag him with the ball? Yeah, he got him. Got him right in the back. Doesn't matter. It was too good a play not to be called anyway.
Well, the pinch runner at first base for Victor Martinez, it'll be Jonathan Van Every as the Red Sox get the lead runner on. After walking on 4 pitches. Kevin Youkilis coming up here in the 8th. He takes strike 1. 96 from Jepson. Red Sox getting their closer ready in the pen. Papelbon is up. Jepson has allowed just 1 earned run over his last 11 outings. As Youkilis fouls it back 0-2. It's one of the guys that when generally Mike Scioscia's got a lead, and there have not been a lot so far in the early season, he's a guy that he'll go to a lot. Along with Shields and Fernando Rodney to get to Brian Fuentes. Eight innings from Lester tonight. Season high 120 pitches. And 0-2 to Youkilis. 1-2. Up, and it's 2-2. J.D. Drew, who had a double back in the first inning, waits on deck. And 7 that time from Jepson.
Coming up after the game tonight is Granite City Electric Red Sox final with TC and Dennis Eckersley. They'll take you through the highlights from around the majors, and they'll also revisit the KGB poll question of the day. How would you handle the Mike Lowell situation? Plus a preview of Game 3 between the Bruins and Flyers in Philly. It's all coming up after the game on NESN.
Ball 3, full count. Jepson walks the first batter, now goes full to Kevin Youkilis. goes as Youkilis carves it foul to the screen. Pitch 8 of this at bat for Kevin Youkilis coming up. Whenever off again, and it's ball 4. Jepson's walk back-to-back batters. Red Sox have the same situation the Angels did in the top half of the inning. They got first and second, nobody out. See how they fare.
The only difference here, Don, is I don't think they'll have J.D. Drew bunting in this situation.
Angels were working to the bottom of their order, and they had first and second. The number 9 man, Brandon Wood, did get the sacrifice down. Jepson, coming into this outing tonight, had 3 walks all season. He's walked back-to-back batters to begin the 8th. Angels were swept by the Tigers before they got here. Dropped game 1, giving up 17 runs on 20 hits last night. Got very good pitching from Santana tonight. It's tied 1-1 for now here in the last of the 8th. Drew takes ball 1. Bard is up now to join Papelbon. Strike, and it's 1-1. Drew with a double in the first, reached on an error in the third, struck out swinging in the 5th. All of that against Irvin Santana. Away 2-1. Boston 0 for 7 tonight with runners in scoring position. They cashed in last night, 8 for 14. Just outside, 3-1.
One thing J.D. Drew will not do, he will not chase pitches just off the plate.
Strike over the outside corner. Drew is headed to first.
Looked like the same pitch as the previous one. And it was.
Sliced foul. Will do it again. 3-2. David Ortiz waiting on deck. It's been a tough night at the plate against Santana. Struck out twice and grounded into a double play. Struck out on 3 straight sliders in the 6th. 3-2. Fouled off again. First and second. Mike Wall's got a bat. Drew to left field, a base hit. Van Every being stopped as it's gathered by Rivera in short left, and the Red Sox have him loaded with nobody out. J.D. Drew with his second hit of the night.
Once again, J.D. going to the opposite field. He gets that outside pitch too close to take with 2 strikes and slaps it the other way. John Lester, of course, is going to like this.
David Ortiz with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the 8th. Infield in for the Angels. Ball 1 away. Beltre at third, Youkilis at second, Drew at first. Ortiz takes ball 2 up.
Now, Jepson's really been all over the place.
22 pitches, just 9 strikes. Walked Martinez to begin the inning. Walked Youkilis. Drew the single. Bases loaded. 2-0 to Ortiz. Ortiz grounds it to second base. Kendricks coming home for 1, to first for 2. And amazingly, Ortiz has grounded into his second double play of the night. But this one really hurts.
Well, the bad night continues for David Ortiz. The 4-2-3 double play had the count in his favor, 2-0. A topspin ground ball with the infield in. With Ortiz going down the line, no problem for Napoli to clear himself of the runner and make the throw.
Two outs now in the 8th. Second and third. Beltre takes ball 1, and sprawling is Napoli. Youkilis at third base, Drew at second base. Two and 0. Terry Francona sticking with David Ortiz, the right-hander out there. We're wondering about Lowell's numbers against Jepson. He's just 0 for 1 against him. Not a big sample. Ball 3, and it's 3-0. Jepson again in a hole. Hermida next. Ball 4, not close, and another walk. The third of the inning for Jepson. So far, the Red Sox have not made him pay.
No, they wouldn't mind 4 walks this inning. You know, you saw Lowell in the dugout with the bat. He thought maybe there'd be a possibility he'd pinch hit. Honestly, I did not expect it with the bases loaded.
Bases loaded again with 2 outs. And Jeremy Hermida, 1 for 3, a single back in the second inning. Ball 1.
You're almost in a position here where you have to take a strike. I mean, he's been all over the place. Make him throw a strike.
Hasn't yet. Then it's 2-0.
No, if you're ever going to put a take sign on, now's the time. I mean, it really is.
29 pitches, 10 strikes. Walk 3. There's a strike, and it's 2-1.
And that was borderline.
Cole getting ready in the dugout. Cornell McDonald would be next. This one tap foul, and all of a sudden it's 2-2. Jepson is a strike away from wiggling off the hook. Scott Shields, a right-hander, warming in the pen. Two-two to Hermida. Hermida to left field. Rivera going back into the corner on the track. Can't make the catch. One hops the wall. Youkilis scores. Drew scores. Here comes Beltre. Bases clearing double. Red Sox lead it 4-1. Jeremy Hermida has given the Red Sox a 3-run lead in the bottom of the 8th.
That ball was misplayed, it looked to me, out there in left field by Juan Rivera. He went across instead of back. I think he had a chance to catch this ball down. Clutch hit by Jeremy Hermida. Now watch Rivera. That ball's up there a long time. He goes straight across and then decides to go back, and it gets over his head. I'm not even sure it hit the wall. Let's take a look. It bounced. It didn't hit the wall.
Ends up behind him as he overruns it in the corner. Mike Lowell will pinch hit for Darnell McDonald. As Mike Scioscia makes his way out, Jepson ends up, as it turns out, those 3 walks all turn into runs. And to the bullpen goes Scioscia with the Red Sox on top 4-1.
Wins, strikeouts, and innings, and he was the winning pitcher for the Angels in Game 7 of the 2002 World Series.
Jepson goes 2/3 of an inning and so far charged with 3 runs. This call for the bullpen brought to you by New England Ford Dealers. Scott Shields, the new pitcher for the Angels, 3rd of the night, 11th appearance, 9.82 earned run average. Leonard hitting at .313 against him. He faces the pinch hitter Mike Lowell. With 4 hits in the game last night. 300 start to the season with a home run, 8 runs batted in. 4 for 4 last night with 4 RBIs and 3 doubles. That's with Hermida at second base. For strike 2, 1-2. Maybe with 2 hits in the game tonight, 3 RBIs at second base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Lowell towards the gap in left center field to the track and the wall. From second comes Hermida. 5-run Boston, and Lowell just keeps on hitting.
Mike Lowell picks up his 9th RBI of the season. He gets a fastball down and in, and he finds that gap at 379. So a big 8th inning here for the Red Sox. Taking advantage of wildness from Jepson.
Four doubles, 5 RBIs in this series so far for Lowell. Scudero on the ground and into left field. Lowell will be stopped at third base. Third hit of the night from Marco Scudero.
One more look at the base hit that gave the Red Sox the lead in this game. Jeremy Hermida took a real good route to this ball. Did Juan Rivera out in left field. He went across and then back. I don't believe the ball hit the wall. I think it bounced right at the base of the wall. But the Red Sox clear the bases.
Bouncing in. Napoli blocks it. Third base, Scudero at first base. A 4-run bottom of the 8th so far. Up and out, spinning Pedroia out of the box.
Watch your chin.
And it's 3-0. Pedroia had a double back in the 5th, a 1-for-4 night. And good numbers against Shields in the past. Ball 4 and down to first base. Pedroia takes the 4th walk of the inning. Given up by Angels pitching. Red Sox have batted around as Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, heads out. Boston Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Bermuda Tourism, your Boston area Kia dealers, Noni's 7-day croissants, your New England Toyota dealers, Sullivan Tire, and by Southwest Airlines. Bases loaded with Mike Lowell at third base, Marco Scudero at second base, Dustin Pedroia at first base, and Jonathan Van Every batting as he pops one up foul and out of play. Pitch ran for Victor Martinez after Victor walked to begin this 8th inning. More action for the Angels. Olger up. He pitched in last night's game. In the dirt, 1-1.
Two big plays in this game. The double play made by Dustin Pedroia to get the Red Sox out of trouble in the top of the 8th inning. And then the big hit by Hermida in the bottom of the 8th inning to clear the bases. That play by Pedroia was huge at second base, and so was the hit.
Strike 2, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Van Every strikes out to end the inning. But the Red Sox score 4 times, take a 5-1 lead to the 9th.
Veritek and Van Every in center. I forgot about him.
So McDonald left.
No, Hermita's still in the game. Immediately found the game tonight is WB Mason Extra Innings Live with TC and Dennis Eckersley. You'll get John Lester and Terry Francona's post-game reaction from the press room. And Eck will break down tonight's key plays, plus a preview of Game 3 between the Bruins and Flyers. It's all coming up right after the game on WB Mason Extra Innings Live.
Jonathan Van Every stays in the game in center field. Jason Veritek now in to do the catching. 9th inning. 5-1. Red Sox on top. Papelbon into the game. On-save situation, but in here for his 13th appearance. 2.08 earned run average. Torrey Hunter leads it off and takes strike one. Hunter with a double back in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3 in the game tonight. Angels have been held to 5 hits, 8 innings tonight for Lester. John Lester throws 120 pitches, giving up just 1 run. Tap foul, 1-2. This Papelbon last year, having a tough game 3 of the division series against these Angels. That's the last time he saw them. Ended up suffering the loss on Sunday at Baltimore. An unearned run in the 10th. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Hunter to begin the 9th.
Nasty splitter there from Papelbon. You can see that split improving and improving as the season goes on. And, of course, it's still very early, but, I mean, we didn't see a lot of that last year.
One out, Kendry Morales 0 for 3. He's grounded out 3 times. Driven in a run. One of those ground outs back in the 4th inning. The Angels' only run. For a strike, 0-1. Way 1-1. Tom Caron and Dennis Eckersley coming up after Red Sox final. On the corner for strike 2, and it's 1-2. Angels team was swept by the Tigers before they got here. With 17 runs and 20 hits last night. A well-pitched ball game tonight by Irvin Santana, but down 4 runs as they bat here in the 9th with 1 out. Morales grounds one to third base. Beltre surrounds it, throws sidearm and in time. 2 down in the 9th.
Once again, Papelbon uses that splitter to get a ground ball. Beltre has to go to his right. There's a split from Papelbon going down and away from Morales. He takes it down that third base line, and Beltre's there to make the play.
Two down, and Hideki Matsui will be next. Matsui 0 for 3 tonight. He struck out and grounded out twice. Angels have not lost 5 in a row since April of 2007. And out away from their 5th loss in a row. Strike 1 to Matsui. They had a road trip where they've started 0-5 since 2003. 0-1 to Matsui. It's outside. Papelbon throwing 10 pitches, 7 for strikes so far. Strikes out Hunter, gets Morales to ground out. Two and one. Juan Rivera appeared to misplay the ball in left field, ended up behind him. Waits on deck. Matsui with a swing and a miss at 95, and it's 2-2.
Right back to the fastball for Papelbon.
He struck him out. The Red Sox win. A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Papelbon. And the Red Sox have taken the first 2 games of this 4-game series. Jeremy Hermina's bases clearing double in the bottom of the 8th inning. Part of a 4-run 8th that gives the Red Sox a 5-1 win. A big play by Dustin Pedroia to start that double play. To get the Red Sox out of trouble in that inning. 2 huge plays.
Yeah, a lot of good things happening in this game for the Red Sox tonight. Excellent starting pitching again by John Lester. The Red Sox, of course, that play by Pedroia was outstanding in my opinion. And then, of course, the Red Sox being very patient with a wild guy on the mound. He was not throwing strikes, and the Red Sox were not helping him out. Finally, Hermida got him for that extra base hit, and the Red Sox win a big ball game here tonight. Well, big, it's May, but it's a big game. Back-to-back wins at home.
Join us again tomorrow night for Game 3 of the series. John Lackey faces his former team. Our live coverage begins at 6 o'clock, live from Yawkey Way. It's time now for WB Mason's Extra Innings with Tom Caron and Dennis Eckersley. TC.